My god, that ura 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 straight to Kira's face that Jotaro did. Oh my god, that was the most satisfying ura in the bloody history of JoJo, because god damn it, in this episode of JoJo Part 4, god damn it, Kira needed that ura to the face because, god, that guy. He elicited so much rage into my blood that I wish I could have actually ura'd straight through the computer into his face, because god damn it, the way he was beating up Koichi. Oh man, I haven't had that much rage go through me in a very long time. I was like, man, this guy, he needs to go. He needs to vacate this bloody universe and kind of live on a universe of complete douchebags, because god, this episode, he was presented so bloody well that I hated him so bloody much. In essence, the VA did such a good job conveying his character that I can't argue with how they went about his character in this episode, because, god, the VA did such a great job. I was like, I hate this man so much. His VA is voicing him so bloody well that he kind of comes to life. He kind of comes to life as this arsehole. I was like, man, I can't fault Dave Productions in any way, shape or form in the way they're presenting Kira, because they do such a freaking good job of making me hate this man. And when Jotaro kind of just did that banter with his watch and then ordered him so bloody hard with Star Platinum, I was like, this is satisfying. But really, for me, the main star of the show really was Koichi. Koichi was the main star of the show of this episode, because his character, he has matured so bloody much to a point where he's a complete antithesis of who he was before. The way he's actually developed, the way he actually come to be who he is right now is bloody phenomenal. But also, we actually do learn a lot more about Echo's Act 3. In essence, we also find out in this episode that Echo's Act 3 can't actually be 5 meters away from his master. In essence, he actually can't be 5 meters away from Koichi, because if that were to happen, the actual attack that Echo's Act 3 has under sheer heart attack would actually disappear. But alternatively, if he actually gets closer to sheer heart attack, the actual heaviness does actually get worse. In essence, he actually does kind of get heavier and heavier and heavier to a point where I'm guessing he actually goes to the Earth's core. I was thinking at first, why didn't Koichi go straight forward to where Kira was once Kira actually got there? But then it kind of struck me, here's the crux of the whole entire fight between Koichi and Kira. In essence, any single possibility that Koichi had to actually defeat Kira, I think Kira would have one-upped him somehow, because if Koichi were to go forward to where Kira was and actually kind of get heavier and heavier and heavier, it kind of leaves him open for an attack by Killer Queen. Made even worse, once the attack kind of gets taken off, once Koichi actually gets punched in the face by Killer Queen, that whole entire section after that point just seals the whole entire deal. That whole entire fight that Koichi was having with him at that point was destined for failure. It's destined for him to lose, because when the attack actually kind of came off and then sheer heart attack was actually kind of free, here's the problem. Echo's Act 3 does tell him, which one do I attack? Do I attack the murderer or do I attack the actual bomb? And then Koichi's like, well, if I attack the actual murderer, the bomb comes hurtling towards me. If I attack the bomb, the murderer comes towards me. So in essence, when you think about it, Koichi was screwed either way he thinks about it. And then basically what happens is he actually does say to Echo's Act 3, use free freeze on the bomb. And then what happens is Killer Queen actually manages to capture Echo's Act 3, and then Koichi's basically done for. But it still does detract from his character overall. The way he actually handles that very last scene before Kira actually kind of used Killer Queen to actually stab straight through him was bloody amazing. How he actually kind of just says, look, a brat like me figured you out. I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the next life. I was like, man, that's a kind of a good line to say before you actually gonna go. And then what happens is Kira's getting so riled up, they actually just punch straight through him and actually kills him. I was like, oh man, don't kill him. Please, love of Christ, do not kill off Koichi, because he's been such an amazing character thus far. He has been a complete babe of a man in JoJo, I must say. I mean, I haven't seen a character like him in a very long time. Kind of rivaling my favourite characters in JoJo. I was like, oh, Koichi, don't die. And then Jotaro comes out, and I was like, this is going to be bloody amazing. This is going to be the point in which I wanted to see. And it is the point I wanted to see, because, as we understand, Okuyasu and Josuke are trying their damnedest to get there as fast as they can, to actually kind of get to the aid of Jotaro and Koichi. But in essence, they get there too late. But the point in which Jotaro actually gets up and actually kind of just whacks into Kira was bloody satisfying. I was like, oh man, this is freaking good. But it's when Okuyasu and Josuke actually get there and actually start to help Jotaro and Koichi that whole entire section after that point just made me so rage at Kira. I was just like, man, please, love of Christ, get this man out of here. I need him out. I need him gone. He does not deserve to be here anymore. Just leave. What does he do? He acts like a person who has been caught in the crossfire, in essence, but saying, look, oh, don't go in there. It's been a massive explosion. The actual owner came hurtling out. I was like, oh man, this man, he's getting to a point where I would actually just order straight for the computer and actually go straight to his face because he deserves it. And then what happens is he goes, please hurry up and fix me. And Josuke's like, wait, hold on a second here. This doesn't seem right. In essence, how do I look like a person who's just got out of med school? How can I fix you up? He's like, because you've seen my crazy diamond, haven't you? I was like, oh my god, he's actually going to do it. He's actually going to go and lay into him as well. He's like, you're the enemy here, aren't you? But it's that whole entire section after that point again where Kira just goes full blown wow. In essence, he actually chops his left hand off where sheer heart attack actually is kind of connected to, and actually allows sheer heart attack to actually kind of go on free, in essence, not connected to Kira in any way, shape or form. And then no one banks on the whole entire idea that Josuke is actually really bloody smart and knows how to actually use Crazy Diamond to a point where you're like, that is so ingenious. He actually fixes sheer heart attack to a point in which where the hand actually goes back to Kira, so they actually are able to track down where Kira is. But they don't bank on a whole entire idea where Kira actually is going to end up. Kira ends up in Cinderella, where Aya is. And what has he done? He's killed off Aya. Everyone's like, wait, Aya's dead, and that's Kira over there, isn't he? But in essence, we actually find out, because the hand actually going towards the actual body, we actually find out, no, that's actually not Kira, because he still has his left hand. So in essence, that's not Kira. And what happens, because actually Aya's not completely dead. Aya's actually got some life left in her, and she actually says to them, look, he actually came in here with that man, killed him straight in front of my eyes, and made me to actually change his hair, his actual face and his fingertips so he actually could live a new life. In essence, Kira is not the same person he was before. He's a completely new person. So now it kind of sends our protagonist to kind of find a new man, someone they have never seen before. I'm kind of sitting there going, oh man, who could it be? Because it could be anyone. You just don't know in JoJo. Part 4 has been so freaking great because you just can't predict who's a stand user. Anyone could be a stand user in Morior. So he could still really be there, living his quiet life. I'm like, man, the prospect is terrifying to say the goddamn least. But what can I say about this episode overall? Koichi's character is bloody phenomenal. He literally was so freaking great. That very last scene he was seen in before he actually got Killer Queen through his chest was bloody great. In essence, even Jotaro kind of says, without you here, I would be dead. You have my full respect. I was like, yeah, in essence, he's such a great character. But I'm so excited to see what happens next because this anime is so bloody hype. It just improves each week and I just can't wait to see what other surprises this anime has in store. So yes, with all that said, I have indeed been the driver. You have enjoyed the video as a whole and you do want to leave a like. Do leave a like because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed my content as a whole and you do want to leave a sub, do leave a sub because indeed it does help me quite a bit. But with all that said, I have indeed been the driver. And I shall see you guys next week with episode 25's review. See you guys then. Bye for now.